the Los Angeles Lakers, who took on the Suns, who all of a sudden are a powerhouse in the Western Conference. And it was those Suns who made pretty light work of the Lakers, even without Devin Booker, who got ejected. What did you see from the Suns?
Everybody's got a little light under the sun, under the sun, under the sun. I saw CP3 leadership. If you look at the box score, he didn't score a lot.
No.
10 assists, that's an average day. But the organization of the offense and the development of the young players is crucial in this situation. They drafted Ayton. They drafted Bridges. They drafted Johnson. I love all of those young players and pieces. Monty Williams has done a terrific job of developing those guys in the rotation players. They bring in CP3. They bring in Crowder. They have the stability to beat a Lakers team that was shorthanded. And now when you look at the Western Conference standings, the Utah, we got the Jazz, and the Phoenix Suns have turned the conference upside down so far.
Absolutely. I also brought in Sarge, who had a nice game last night. And it was at this moment when I thought the game would pivot. It was Devin Booker getting upset with the referee, throwing him a spirited pass, I would call it. And then all of a sudden, he's out of the game. Now, this is the second time we've seen this happen the last couple of weeks. J.J. Redick was first. I didn't think he believed to be ejected. However, I thought once he was ejected, that the Suns didn't stand a chance. That momentum was going to switch. LeBron was going to take over, and the Lakers were going to win. Well, didn't work out that way. The Lakers ended up losing, and now we have word that LeBron's going to rest tonight for the first time this season against the Kings. Jalen, they should have gotten this game. They're resting tonight, LeBron. What does this mean for the Lakers moving forward as we head into the All-Star break without AD on the team?
For the official that ejected Devin Booker, let me tell you something about your teammate. His name is Mark Davis, the bald-headed official from Chicago. He don't need you to defend him against Devin Booker. He was okay. You didn't have to eject him for that. I'm glad that didn't mess with the outcome of the game. But again, the Phoenix Suns playing against the Lakers and now in the second spot in the Western Conference is terrific theater for the rest of the season. And LeBron James resting, did I tell you? Remember LeBron went to the podium and said, I never get tired. I don't like load management. I wouldn't do such a thing.
I got to show up for my teammates.
Yeah, I gotta show up every night. I gotta show up every night. And what I tell you, not gonna be able to do it. And it's only the smart thing to do. And you ready for this? I got another nugget I wanna drop on you, because I'm on fire right now. Not only LeBron James, but Joel Embiid. They're gonna have to find a way to load manage him too. Because I like to see the numbers that he's getting, and he's balling out of control. But the last 2 years in the playoffs, he's missed game one. LeBron James, Joel Embiid, terrific regular seasons. Got to find a way to preserve them for the postseason.
And those two seem to be the two that are going head-to-head for the MVP right now. However, the stretch Mark 5 is hot on their heels in those MVP odds, and he had himself a game yesterday. 37 points, 10 rebounds, 11 assists in a blowout win against the Bucks. What do you like from the stretch Mark 5, the Joker?
Is this what the cool kids do when they're in love?
No, that's
this
not
is
what
how
the
I
cool
feel
kids do.
about the Joker. You know how much I just love the Joker. And here's the deal. When you start talking about top players in the league, people just omit my guy. But the Denver Nuggets have been one of the better teams the last couple of years. And you put his numbers up on the screen versus any player in the league to show his dominance. He's a point center. We get enamored when Zion handles the ball. Or when we get excited when Joel Embiid does his crazy, amazing step back. We take the Joker for granted. We just take the Joker for granted. Runners, floaters, dimes, it don't matter. He's filling up the box score on a nightly basis.
Every single night. However, the story of this game, I think, is on the other side of the ball, and that is the Bucks. The Bucks have been so successful in the regular season. A lot of that has to do with Coach Bud and the way that he schemes up the defense. However, things have changed this year. The defense isn't exactly the same. And you don't just see it on the floor. You don't just see it in the final score. You see it in all of the numbers. When you take a look at how productive they were on defense last year versus this year, they're just so far away. Look at the efficiency from first to 11th. Points per game, 8th to 19th. Field goal percentage, burst to 8th. Do you look at this defensive fall-off and you really thought that Drew Holiday, who has been out, would help them with their defense? And that hasn't been the case. Jalen, do you think this will hinder them as they move into the end of the regular season and the playoffs?
Shout out to my guy, Sir Mix-a-Lot, because you asked me this topic. I think I like big bucks, and I cannot lie. Is a smaller buck a deer, a do-ray deer, a ray, a tropical golden sun? Here's the deal. They're going to be judged by the playoffs, Jacoby. If they were in first place in the West, if they were in first place in the East, if they had the best record in the NBA, you know what David Dowling Jacoby would be saying right now?
I'd still be doubting them. I need to see in the playoffs. I'd still be doubting them. You know I would. You know I would. We've been doing this show a long time.
Exactly. So for the Milwaukee Bucks, it's about health. But I'm going to tell you something special that I saw recently from the Bucks. And by the way, they got waxed by the Denver Nuggets. But I saw them perform in a close game. And that dunk that Giannis recently got, I'm going to plant that in my pocket. Because that is something, at the end of the games, if they're able to get Giannis on the move and not just have him isolating with 4 people around the three-point line, I actually like that. No panic for the Bucks. We're going to focus on staying healthy and getting to the playoffs.
I just like that we had a conversation about the Bucks defense, and you referenced Sir Mix-a-Lot and also Sound of Music.
Thanks for watching ESPN on YouTube. For live streaming, sports, and premium content, subscribe to ESPN+.